anywhere wine is served, any place on premise. I believe there are just some basics that servers need to know to be able to talk about the wine. My name is Carolyn White, and I am a chef, a second-level somm. I'm really more than anything a Cork Dork because I love wine and I love food. And so one of my passion points is being able to train. For Trinchero Family Estates, I had the national account team where we called on all hotels, resorts, and casinos for 11 years, and I loved it. I've developed a passion project with Grounded Wine Company and Josh Phelps. It's rolling a lot of my loves into one. Josh Phelps is the owner and the winemaker as well. He was working at Trinchero when they had a brand that Josh had developed while he was in college. So that's where I first met him, and I watched how well he did what he did. He was very passionate. I could put him in any hotel and people were just drawn to him. He was very hospitable, very warm and relationship driven. And when I retired, I took a year and just played in the garden. We have a 90-acre farm in Virginia and it takes a lot of work. And Josh called me and he said, Carolyn, I really need some help. Would you give me some advice? I said, I would love to. And so I've been working with him since for the last 3 years. I think the appeal for me with Grounded Wines is he is so relationship driven with his vineyards. And instead of trying to throw everything at the wall and make every varietal, every flavor, he is very cautious and calculated in how he does it. He wanted to be a chef growing up and went to college and thought he would leave there and go to culinary school. That marriage of food and wine is very different than some of the huge companies that tend to be very marketing driven. The authenticity had a huge appeal for me, and that's why I'm here. And I love it. Learning about wine is a lifelong adventure. I think in restaurants, in anywhere wine is served, any place on premise, I believe there are just some basics that servers need to know to be able to talk about the wine. I don't believe they need to know all of the bells and whistles of the vineyards and the microclimates and the mesoclimates and all of the temperatures for fermentation and all of these things. I don't believe that's pertinent to teaching servers how to sell wine any more than you would go through all the details on how the steer is handled from birth to butcher. So I think it's making it fun. It's making it relatable. It's using real words, not made up wine snob words. I explain why the Sauvignon Blanc and the Pinot Grigio are tart, why the Chardonnay tastes different and feels different in your mouth. In simplifying wine, it makes it much more approachable. It makes it easy to talk about. And, I've heard servers say, I don't like Sauvignon Blanc, it's sour. And I have a lot of fun with that. I say, well, sour is not a word we want to use with wine, but we can say tart, we can say acidic. It's building a toolbox for them that makes sense. And it's using their terminology. The younger servers now, they want to learn. I kind of took some of this from the craft beer industry, frankly, where they had a story. They had a legitimate story with real people. And I mean, the Sam Adams of the world, that they told their story. And there were bartenders across the country that you would sit down and you'd say, I'll have a light. And they'll say, wait a minute. Got this Pilsner. I want to tell you about this Pilsner. It's from such and such. Service is the technical pieces. This is what you do. This is how you set the table. It is very black and white, and each entity, whether it's a stadium, Amtrak, an airplane, or a restaurant, they're all going to have their standards set. Hospitality, it is relationship driven, understanding the guest expectation and exceeding that expectation. Whether you're standing at a Taco Bell or you're standing at 11 Madison Park. Chick-fil-A, he took from Ritz-Carlton. He took from their training piece. And he said, we want to listen. We want to pay attention. Our hospitality is, hey, we're slinging chicken sandwiches and French fries. We get that. But we're going to do it better than anybody else. It's something I love about Ritz-Carlton too. You always feel special. They look you in the eye. They speak directly to you. They remember the things that you like. It's what my Aunt Angelou says. People don't remember what you say. They don't remember what you do, but they do remember how you made them feel. And that's what hospitality is.